right around the second or third year, we partnered with KGMB, which was Bob Jones and Terry Okito was there at the time, and they had a program called News 101. So they introduced us and trained us to do news stories, which was still kind of difficult because it was the writing, that the kids had to learn the writing first and foremost. And then we did a few news stories, and then but the majority of the projects that we did were public service announcements because they were a little easier. They were short and they were issue based, and it was just subjects that the kids found just within their community, within their homes. So that was the very, very beginning of the storytelling. That funding back in '93, we were able to get that funding because of the area that we're in, a Title I district. So we qualified for federal funding. So $45,000 that year to start Seawriter Productions. Actually got us 6 Hi8 cameras, 1 edit bay. And that was pretty much it, because back then it was all linear. So we needed to get the Hi8, the U-Matic, the title maker. We needed 3 monitors. We needed special effects. We needed it was a DVD, it was a CD player at the time. Cassette, might even have been a cassette player, back then.
Yeah.
The day of the presentations, my classroom would literally be, they would turn it into either a hospital, a restaurant, a home. I had an airport, I had an airplane, I had a supermarket, depending on what the chapter was. It was phenomenal. It was amazing. And I remember thinking to myself, if these kids could do this in English, they would kick butt, because they would bring props, they would bring, and they would bring their boom boxes, and they would literally stand by the camera. And when it was time to, it was cassette tapes. So when it was time, they wanted either a sound effect, they'd make their own sound effect, or if they wanted a certain music, they would right then they would click it, because you'd have to go with the VHS camera, and they would turn it off. And it was so amateur hour, but it was just amazing what they came up with. And that's when I knew that a video production program would really be successful at Waianae High School.